minutes of pure entertainment with musicians, writers, and actors to motivators, chefs, and even rappers to up-and-comers with the it factor. It's the Jazzie K.Ward coming at ya. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs. Tune in, chime in, sit back, relax. Have fun, some smiles, a few laughs.
Happy Monday, everyone. I am Jazzie K.Ward, your host for Jazzie After Dark Artist Talk. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a great weekend. I'm still saying it. Happy Juneteenth month. Happy Black Music Month. Hope you had a great weekend. So what I need everybody to do is don't forget to jump over to K.Ward Radio. Make sure you go to my YouTube channel. Make sure you like the page on YouTube, K.Ward Radio, my website, kwardradio.com. I'm super excited for our guest tonight, Paulette Jackson, who is the founder and CEO of SCORP Lady Ventures and SCORP Radio Network. So we are super excited to have her as our special guest on the show. Please go ahead and share the videos, but we're going to kick off Artist Talk right now.
Live from WKRW, welcome to Artist Talk, a live one-on-one conversation with your host, the man with the golden voice, Jazzie K.Ward.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show, to Artist Talk. I'm Jazzie K.Ward, your host. Each and every Monday right here, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We always look forward, I always look forward to myself, Dr. G, Chef D, come in and bring it to you amazing people that I always say each and every one of them has that it factor. That's right. And so I have to bring in my ride or die, my co-partner, Dr. G is in the house. Let's see what's been going on with Dr. G. Dr. G.
Good evening. Good evening. How's everything going?
Everything's good.
I got to sound all official. How's everything going?
I see you like you got your Oprah glasses on and all that stuff.
What had happened was I had got some new glasses and they kept falling off my face. And then this guy tried to bend them and adjust them, and he had the ear part like way down here. I'm like, bruh, if you don't take these back and get my money back. But they did good. Hey, Kenneth, they did good. So I'm trying out a new little style, you know.
I like it. It gives you a whole different look, Dr. G.
Is it a more mature look? Now I gotta act more mature.
Yeah, it looks very mature on you.
Well, you know, I like acting silly. Let me get my mature voice on right now. Hello, the lovely Colleen.
Hey,
So Dr. G, how's it going?
It's going great. You know, Dr. G, we're streaming live on Facebook. We are on X. We're on K.Ward Radio. We're on Soul TV Network. We're on the YouTube channel.
Just drop the names. Your name dropper now. I'll take that. Yes, we are. They better catch us now before we blow up, and then we ain't gonna have time for the mere peons.
Right. We just don't have time. And with tonight, our guest is the lovely, the talented, the gifted Paulette Jackson is here with us tonight.
And if you have not heard about her, hashtag
shame
on you.
Shame on you. If you don't know, we're going to be talking about her book, and she has more books, her business, her support that she gives, especially when I think it comes to women. She's amazing and gifted. And if you don't know Paulette, then that's on you. That's your loss. You better get to know.
Okay, it's okay. We're gonna give them a chance now to get to know her. So if you didn't know her before, it's all forgiven. But support now. Don't let me come to this TV.
I know. We support now. And so what did you do this weekend? But before I get into that, this weekend I hosted the 9th annual Juneteenth celebration for Troy University and the Rosa Parks Museum.
And I saw that. And if you follow Jazzie, you will see his lovely pics that he posts. And if you're not following him, stop what you're doing. Go follow him and then come back. It'll take you 2 seconds. Because you know why we're not rich. Why?
Because you didn't share my... I know. It was a lot. And, before we bring Paulette, so what does Juneteenth mean to you, Dr. G?
We're not going to start about Juneteenth because, we have these mixed feelings about when we was free, when we were told we were free. Some of us still ain't free.
Right. That's true.
We're not going to go there. I think when it comes to us as a culture, they would like to give us things that we already have. It's just like, how do you discover something that's not lost? Like, I'm giving you an example. My nephew came to my house one day and I asked him to go get me something out of one of my cabinets. He opens the door. He says, Auntie, look at here. I found all these monies. No, you did not find them. I put them there. They weren't lost. But he took credit for it. And that's what happens. I think we just have to embrace our culture, embrace who we are, and celebrate us as a people because we are magnificent. Not that everybody else isn't. And people got to understand, just because I'm pro me doesn't mean I'm anti anybody. I just like and love the human race. And I can promise you, if I don't like you, nothing to do with your race, color, gender, or anything.
Right.
Just be a good person, put good stuff out there, and you'll receive it. That's it. Do the right thing even when no one's looking. Right.
And I always say this. I'll use this scenario. We rock because we simply have no other choice. We have to. We rock because we simply have. I mean, that could be a whole nother show. But before I let you go, I want to tell you a little bit about our guest, Paulette Jackson.
Yes, please.
She is an author. She's a motivator. She got that it factor. But Paulette is the founder and CEO and director of SCORP Lady Ventures, SCORP Radio Network, and Jazz Zone Radio. She's the host of the Classic Soul Music Cafe, the Jazz Zone, and Center Stage Internet radio show. She's also a voiceover artist. Her company is Miss Music's Voice. Now she's a published author of one of her latest released books that I have right here, y'all. My Testimony, which was in January of 2021. The Music in Me, The Music Through the Storm. And also I'm gonna have to ask Paulette about, she has another book, Heaven's Choir, Part 1, Part 2 as well. She attended and graduated from the Cleveland School of the Arts as a dance and vocal music major. And she's also attended master voiceover classes at Such a Voice. She has 2 lovely daughters, Paris and Brooke. And her passion is music and arts, entertainment, and theater. What can you say?
It's not else to say. You just said it all.
I said it all.
I'm going to say what Colleen just said. Colleen said she is a busy lady.
She is busy. So, that's a question like, Paulette, when do you have time to take care of yourself? You got so much going on. So, Dr. G, I'm going to put you in the green room. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the incomparable Miss Paulette Jackson. Let's welcome her to Artist Talk.
Production. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome, my friend. Welcome to Artist Talk.
Thank you so much for having me on. I truly, truly appreciate that. I really do. I know you hear that all the time, but I truly, truly appreciate that. Anytime I get the opportunity to share my journey and share my story, I'm very appreciative. So I thank you.
You are so welcome. I am honored and appreciative. that you would take some time out of your busy schedule to just kind of come hang out with us, Paulette.
Absolutely.
And tell us of, what's been going on with you. People are excited. I see we have a lot of people on Facebook, K.Ward Radio. And again, if you have questions for our guests, please put those in the comment section.
Please. Yeah, absolutely.
We'll have the link of her site where you can go to. And while you're on the site, order a book. Order a book.
Order a book or two.
A book
or
or
3 or 4.
A 3 or 4. You know what? Just go ahead and get
them all.
Get them all. And I have the one, my testimony. But you know what? I like the book, Paulette, because I think we miss out on conversations. I love a good book. I love going to the library. I love a good bookstore and read the book. If it's 3 or 4 good friends and you all read it and have a great conversation about it.
Right. Absolutely.
And so the link is right there. Go over to the page. Just, order a book. And it stimulates great conversation. And we're going to talk about my testimony, among other things. But before we get started with that, Paulette, how was your day today?
It was okay. And the weather here today, this week actually, is going to be very, very warm and humid.
Yes.
But it was okay. It was okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I can tell you, I'm sure it is just as hot in Ohio as it is in Alabama.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's going to be, today was the first day of that real heat that we're going to get all week.
Okay.
Like 95.
95. Wow.
Yeah.
And so Paulette, before I kind of get into, my segment of the real you, Juneteenth is Black Music Month. What does Juneteenth mean for you?
I have to piggyback off of what Dr. Ramsey. I mean, yes, it's a celebration. I'm not being supposed to. It's a celebration of, help me out here.
For freedom, Independence Day,
independence of slavery, and so, but I feel like in 2024, even though you and I didn't live in our ancestors there, I feel like so much of that is trying to come back.
I know.
In 2024. And it's so strange to me, so sad that others want to, I feel like, bring a lot of those ideals and that restrictions and that all of that back, in today's world, if that makes sense.
Right.
But we should celebrate what it really means and really study and research what Juneteenth really means.
That's true.
A lot of people they're not for it. Our people some of are not, are saying that it's not anything to really celebrate if you really look at what it really is. Right. If you kind of really dig deep into it. But, it's a celebration of freedom.
That's a freedom.
That's a definite thing to celebrate.
Most definitely.
I'm always going to celebrate music. Black Music Month is always every month to me.
Right.
It's a basis. It's a basis for a lot of the music that we hear all across the board, all genres.
That's true.
And so, yeah, that means a lot to me. Juneteenth means a lot to me. And, if you're really, really taking what it really is for and what it means and celebrating that. Right. And Black Music Month.
Black Music Month. Yeah. Have you for Black Music Month, is it, and I know we both do. We listen to music all the time.
Yes.
Do you do anything different? So what I've been doing is probably like, sometimes we can get so caught up in, I have my favorites on repeat, that I'm always listening to them,
Absolutely.
But I try to discover artists that, whether it's not just jazz, whether it's R&B or if it's some kind of blues or folk music.
Right.
I try to, and so that's what I've been doing every month on my page, is just trying to honor those who I feel that don't get a lot of recognition as
Absolutely.
I feel like I can celebrate and honor you, Paulette Jackson, and so many others that have been on this show that I feel that are just amazing. And a lot of people may not know who you are. They need to get to know you, and we need to spotlight, you know, people like yourselves. You know, that's such a mentor in this world. And again, I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. I truly appreciate that. You just don't even know.
And
we talk offline.
Okay,
you just don't even know.
I can only imagine, Paulette. I can only imagine. So, Paulette, I do this segment called "The Real You," and so I think of some of these random questions that I just kind of think of, just so our whoever goes back and watch the replay, who's on here live, can get to know you a little bit, maybe a little bit better. Okay. Which is more important to you, intelligence or common sense, and why?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Common sense.
Okay. Why common sense?
Because I have to have what's important to me. One of the things that's important to me, Jazzie, is I have to be able, I don't care what level you're on, I have to be able to have a rational conversation with you. And there has to be common sense in those conversations. You have to, I think a person, and me included, have to really think about what you're discussing, what you're thinking, what you're bringing forward to the world, or it could be a one-on-one private conversation, but it has to be some type of common sense. You know what I mean? It has to be some type of reality in the conversation, in the thought pattern, in what you produce and what you put out, all of that. So, you know, it's a lot of intelligent people. And I don't just mean people going to college getting a degree, Jazz. I'm not talking about that. Because you could be book smart, but lack common sense. And believe me, I know some people like that, okay? It's like they're book smart, they can sprout all these big words and probably know what they mean and you know that kind of thing. But it's when it comes to, I think sometimes to real life and real dealings and all that, a little bit naive, a little bit, the common sense just kind of goes out the window. It's like, really? Okay. So for me, I think we all have a level of intelligence, of smarts. We just have to discover and be willing to bring that out in ourselves. Or you know, there may be people that you have conversations with or dealing with every day that may see something in you that we don't see ourselves to kind of help us bring that out. But it has to be, you have to have common sense in this world that we live in. I don't care who you are, what level you're in, what level you're on. You can work a job, build a business. I don't care what it is, but you have to have some type of common sense for this world.
That's true.
So,
and you,
to me, to really know what's real and what's going on around you. It's okay to go to school. It's okay to get a degree and learn all the stuff. And you don't even have to, you can learn through life. But it has to be, again, it's like a broken record and I apologize, but you have to have common sense. And so that's more important to me than the intelligence part. Because people can fake intelligence.
Oh, yes.
Okay. But you can't hide that you don't have common sense.
That's right.
It comes out.
It
comes out. And your
demeanor, it will show.
Out in your conversation. It comes out. The more you talk to a person, you can tell that they don't have much common sense. So to me, that's more important.
That's more. I agree. I remember my grandmother, Paulette, and she was educated. She was a very educated woman, and she used to tell me, "Any fool can have a degree."
Listen, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, it's so true. It's very, very true.
And so thank you so much for that call.
Oh,
so
you're welcome.
My other question is, what do you wish your current self could tell your 25-year-old self?
Baby,
I know you're only 30, Paulette, but
bless you. Try 55. Thank you so much. I don't mind telling it. I would tell my 25-year-old self to slow down.
Okay.
To believe in yourself more. and not be so quick to listen and believe other people and what they feel that you should be doing and how you are and all this. I would tell my 25-year-old self to kind of step back.
Okay.
Do you, for you, learning, growing, you're going to make mistakes and all that.
Right.
But really listen to and not be afraid to be your authentic self, or to discover who that authentic self is, not let other people tell you who that should be.
I love that. I love that. That's right. Brendan said, believe in yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's true.
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, my good friend Brendan Rockler. He's
Yes.
amazing. And so my last question is, so when you're down, Paulette, you know, we all have bad days. What makes you feel good? Is there something that you do to lift your spirits? It's like, you know, I'm not having the best day, but is anything that you do?
There's several things that I do, actually. One of them, of course, is listen to music. Just kind of getting in a quiet space. And I get I just go off into my music. And I feel like sometimes I'm just in another space, another place when I go and listen to music, because there's nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. There's nothing on around me.
Okay.
I'm just listening to the music, and I'm listening through usually headphones. So I can really, really hear it. The lyrics, the music, and all that, and just get enthralled in it. I pray, of course. I may shed a tear. I cleanse and cry and all that. And I talk to very good friends, Jazz. I really do. I have some amazing friends who talk to me, pray for me, give me tough love when I need it. And I pray I do the same for them. But I listen to music, and I kind of just stay quiet. I pray and just kind of, sometimes it's a cleansing cry, you know, to just get all those emotions out. And just kind of sit quiet sometimes, you know. And it helps. It helps.
It does. It helps. Or, you know what, Paulette? You could just open up one of your books.
A glass of Moscato. Go ahead.
Moscato. And if y'all can see the book, you can see the book a little bit. And you can read you can read Paulette's one of her many books. And I'm thinking, is it 4? Is it 7 books? 4. Okay. 4. Well, I get 7 books. Okay. I thought it was 7 books. Okay.
I actually have 4 are published, but I actually have 5. I have another one in the bank that's going to be released next year, but we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. Okay. Again, everyone, I'm Jazzie K.Ward, your host. That was the Real You segment. Our special guest tonight is founder and CEO of SCORP Lady Ventures. We have Miss Paulette Jackson here. She has several books out we're going to talk about. The link is streaming at the bottom. Please go to her link tree. There you can read a bio. You can order a book. Get one for you and a friend. You know what? Gift a book. Just gift a book to a friend.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So everyone that's on this live, even those who go back and watch the replay, I ask that you please order at least a book. You know, me and Dr. G. So imagine how much I think about Paulette. Dr. G says it best. How much I go to like Starbucks, and places like that every day. So I'm not a coffee drinker, so I get like some other little like smoothies from there. And imagine how much sometime I leave there. I was like, I spent like $22 at this place, and when I could get something I can keep, whether it's a CD from an artist, a book, something that I could have forever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you don't go get the book, y'all, shame on you.
On you. Shame on you.
Shame on book. So Heidi says, order. That's right, Heidi. Tell them to order the book.
Absolutely. Hey, Heidi.
So Paulette, founder, CEO, SCORP Lady Ventures, SCORP Radio Network, Jazz Zone Radio, the host of Classic Soul Music Cafe, the Jazz Zone, Center Stage, a voiceover act. When do you have time, Paulette?
I get that same question all the time. Like, do you sleep? And I'm gonna tell you, Jazzie. When I first really, really started off in radio, doing the show Classic Soul Music Cafe, and it really started making a lot of connections. That's when it really started taking off. radio is something that I never really thought about doing. Even when I was in high school, a couple of friends told me that I should get into radio just because of my voice and all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't. I wanted to be a singer, and I wanted to be into fashion. I was very much into clothes and that kind of thing. So that's where my passion was at that time. My path was. And so when I got into radio a few years ago, I started really enjoying it because it gave me the opportunity to combine my love of voiceover and my love of music and combine the two. And a friend of mine actually gave me that suggestion that I went to school with. And unfortunately, he passed away since that time. But he did get to see me do my shows, my first shows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, yeah, once I got started with that, it's like so many other things came to me that I got to be involved in. And I just kind of, it's like ideas started coming and I just started creating other things and collaborating with other people. And before I knew it, I had 2 stations. I was doing these books and, the voiceover business was my first my first business, technically. And I've been in the voiceover game for over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it's been that long.
Yeah. 20 years or more. And went to school. As you said at the beginning, I went to school, went to training for it. Such a voice in Vermont. And so that's where my training got started. But I had been doing some things even before that.
Wow.
So it's been a roller coaster ride.
So let me just go back early into your childhood, like growing up. What was that like for you growing up as a child? Did you have these ambitions of being an author, being, all of these other things? What kind of your childhood?
Actually, as a child, believe it or not, at the age of 10, I was a lyricist. I started writing lyrics. So these melodies would come into my head at any time of the day, and I would jot down the lyrics to the melodies that were going on. But then I got a tape recorder and I would kind of sing the melody into the tape recorder so I wouldn't forget. And I would be writing all these lyrics, all these songs. And so my writing began as a lyricist at the age of 10.
Wow.
Believe it or not. Yep. And so it wasn't until I had no inkling of I didn't even think about becoming a published author until my 40s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Until my 40s. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, as I have your book here, My Testimony. And tell me before I get into something I want to ask you about the book, the title. How did you come up with the title and what does the title mean to you?
Well, that book came about right before or during the pandemic. Right before the pandemic, actually, I started writing. And the title, My Testimony, because you can see how it's the title is. So for me, it was my testimony through the test of life that I've had up until this point. And so the way that I structured that title is like my test through this life and my testimony to share with everybody through the test of life.
Right. Because I see it, Paulette. that was one of my questions, because when I see it at the bottom here of the screen and I saw test, the enclosures, that was one of my questions. Like, there's some meaning behind this.
Absolutely. And it's so towards the end of that book, Jazzie, as I was finishing, so I thought I was finished, the pandemic happened. And I decided to include my personal experience and how the pandemic and all that with it affected me and how I felt during that whole time, And so I added that part into the book. I was almost done. I was done until the pandemic happened. I was like, I have to include that in it.
So did the pandemic, it affected all of us one way or the other. Is this something that you have been previously working on, or did the pandemic bring out this book?
I had been previously working on that book, on that particular one. But what's so funny though, when I did finish, or in the middle of me finishing that book, I wasn't even finished yet. I had the idea for another book in the middle of all that. And so not only did I write my testimony during the pandemic, I wrote 2 more.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about those.
Yeah.
Something I want to read from the book, Paulette.
Okay.
And it says, do not let fear be your excuse not to make life happen. The only period that is placed on your life is the one you allow to be placed there. Please explain it. And so I noticed in the book, keep things going, fearless, confident, strength, prayer. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely, because I have let so much in my life, fear dictate what I will, what I do, or try to accomplish. And I'm telling you, it wasn't until my 40s where I had to let some toxic situations go,
Right.
And discover me again,
right,
and find out the things that are really important, right, and then let go of the things that really weren't. Let go of things I really thought I needed in my life that really I didn't. Right. What I needed was to like myself and to love myself.
Oh,
and have the power and the strength, because it's not easy.
Oh, yeah.
To change the things I didn't like, that I wanted to change. And I started doing that. I kind of, it was peeling back the layers. It really was.
Okay.
But first I had to let go of some things and people in order for me to do that. And it was hard. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. It was a hard process. It was a hard journey to get to that point. But I'm so thankful that I did. And I put a lot of quote unquote periods in my life because I didn't feel like I was strong enough. I didn't feel like I was confident enough. I didn't feel like I was good enough to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And so I'm like, you are blocking, and other people have told me too, you're blocking a lot of opportunity because you're limiting yourself. It's not other people limiting you. People are going to say what they're going to say, think what they're going to think. But if you feed into it and you start believing it because it's easy, because you're already at a place or a level where you feel like, well, you're already doubting, in order for you not to move forward, then yeah, you're going to listen to all that stuff.
Right.
But until you get to a place, until I got to a place where I was like, you know what? I'm tired of saying no to stuff. I'm tired of fear. I'm tired of not doing this and that. I want to branch out. If I don't do anything, I'm sure that nothing will happen. If I take a chance, something may happen.
That's true. I love that.
Yeah.
And that's why, Paulette said, it's my testimony, y'all. That's my testimony.
Yeah.
Go get the book, y'all. We're going to have more conversation with Paulette Jackson here, CEO of SCORP Lady Ventures. And now coming up is Dr. G and her Mind, Body, and Soul segment. Yay! And we're going to have more conversations with Paulette Jackson right here on
Come on back, y'all.
Come on back.
It's time for Health and Wellness Check-In with Dr. Chantel Graham. Tips for the mind, body, and soul.
Listen, I got so engulfed in the conversation. I forgot I was supposed to be coming on. I said, oh, it's my turn. I got to even think of a topic. Oh, this is ridiculous. No. Okay, okay. I'm on the spot now. Okay, June is Men's Health Month. And I hear, I'm listening to what Paulette is saying, and it's just things that are playing over and over again. And we have to focus on our men because it was Father's Day. So happy belated Father's Day, even though I feel like Father's Day is every day. Just because you didn't birth children or give, assisted in the sperm donating process doesn't mean that you're not a father. So for those who are fathers or have that father figure or that father role, happy Father's Day. But let me just yell at our men a little bit, because I don't know if you realize, Jazzie, but mortality rate in men is 41% higher than in women. 41% higher. And out of that, 8 out of 10 men who die because of the top leading causes of death, which is cancer, high blood pressure, cholesterol, and heart disease. You know, they have this thing where we're not going to the doctor until we sick, keel over. We got to stop. We got to go get those annual physicals done. Then we go into mental health when it comes to men. 31% of all men in the United States suffer with some type of depression or anxiety throughout their lifetime. Okay. Men are 4 times likely to die because of suicide. It's hard when you tell a man, man up, suck in your feelings, don't talk about that. But then when they do, oh, he's a wimp. You can't be both sides. You got to talk about things. You got to realize that, like I say all the time, it's okay not to be okay, but what's not okay is not getting help. Out of that 31% of men that has mental health issues, only 25% of that are seeing professional help. On top of that, and out of that near 25%, only 9% are actually going to get actual medication that they need. So we think of mental health, we think about anxiety or depression, and all that is great. But there's other things like schizophrenia. These things are real. So a lot of this stuff is hereditary. A lot of things are inflicted, you know. So we got to look at that. The other thing that really gets me is when it comes to men and prostate cancer. Mm-hmm. Prostate cancer is the number 2 cancer leading to men's death. And this is something that if diagnosed early, it can be treated and completely eradicated. But men tell us they don't want to go to the doctor because you're not going to stick nothing up my butt. Excuse me for being so blunt, but I have no other way to tell it to you. You can't be blunt and soft when it comes to talking about our men's health. Get that prostate check. Go to the doctor. And I'm not talking about Dr. Google, because if you go to Dr. Google, you're going to probably give yourself diseases that you never even heard of or don't have and don't make any sense. But you're going to diagnose yourself and you're going to earn that degree of AAD, also a doctor. So go to the doctor and not Dr. Google. And then we have to talk about something that's a little sensitive. And I know a lot of guys are not going to want to hear about this, but erectile dysfunction. That becomes a matter of pride. I can't get it up. Yeah. For the most part, and I would say maybe 90% of men who have erectile dysfunction, it is indicative of other problems, which is related to high blood pressure, increase in high blood sugar, or heart disease. So that you can't get it up is nothing to do with you personally. It's not representative of who you are. It's about there may be a lot of underlying problems that we're not getting checked out. So I need you to suck it up, stop being a wimp, and go get help. If you feel like crying, there's no rule that if you're a man, you can't cry. There is no rule that sometimes you can feel overwhelmed, you should not get help. It's a lot to have the weight of the world, especially what our men are going through in general. They got to be that rock and that strong man in the streets. But when you come home, you can't even embrace yourself. And what they don't realize is that if your father, your son, or your brother has been diagnosed with prostate cancer, you are 2 to 3 times more likely to actually have prostate cancer. So just get some help, you know, right. Get that annual physical. If you can't remember when to do it, do all your stuff during your birth month, because you don't forget your birthday.
No, you won't.
Or Father's Day. You don't forget Father's Day either. So make those appointments, get those things done. And you know, going back to what Paulette said about labels, and when you look at men too, you cannot let someone else's labels put limitations on you. Mm-hmm. Their labels are their problem. It's not your problem. If you don't feel good, go get help. You know, go talk to somebody that's neutral, that's not going to judge you or have any background. And just because you made mistakes in the past and haven't done it, don't say, well, I haven't gotten one this long, I'm not going to go. Go, make an appointment, do it. Listen, my webpage is theapplife.info. I give out my email address all the time. If you are uncomfortable about something, you can message me on Instagram at DrShawnee0730. You can email me. We'll post my email address. If you have a question and you don't feel comfortable talking, send me an email. Let me guide you. But I need 2 forms of ID and an insurance card. No, I'm just playing. Send me a question. I'm not going to charge you. If you have a question, just make sure that you take care of yourself, because how do you take care of others when you're not good?
That's true. I love that, Dr. G. And there's Dr. G's info. Make sure you hit her up. She's also a licensed life coach as well. And Dr. G, you know, we always say on the show, I know when you're in the OR, you play music, but in the OR, can you mention Paulette's book?
Well, first of all, I think we should do a drawing tonight. I'm gonna purchase my book, and I will actually buy a book for the person who wins that drawing. Now you have no excuse. So not only am I buying your book, that don't mean take that book and run with it. Take that book, you buy more copies and share with other people. You got to give back and give forward.
That's right. I believe that. Thank you.
And hashtag share our.
That's right. That's right. And tell them about your book.
Oh, since we're talking about books and authors, it's funny because as I'm talking and listening to Paulette, we have a lot of the same stories. This book, Native Germinated, she's a little girl that go fights the Germ brothers. I wrote my book before the pandemic. It was supposed to come out at BookCon back in May 2020. The pandemic happened. It didn't happen. So a lot of those stories, and then you just write and tell your stories. But get your girl, because you know she's still there. And I'm having issues with my publisher, so hopefully Paulette can give me some more guidance because I need to part ways with the one I have.
Okay. Okay.
Shade, but no shade.
I love it. So you're going to be in this other half. We're going to bring Paulette back in the show. And everybody, if you want to win a book, and I will do the same, right? To win a special gift, in the comments section, do hashtag shame on you. And then we're going to pick a winner, a random winner at the end of the show. You can win one of Paulette's books. Do the hashtag shame on you right now in the comments section. So Dr. G, thank you. So, well, stay right there. And so everybody, let's bring Paulette Jackson back in the show. Welcome back, Paulette.
And thank you so much.
I'm just so thrilled right now. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Now, I want to say very quickly, I know you guys are talking about my testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all of my books are on my Amazon author page that people would go buy and all that. However, the one that you have, Jazzie, my testimony, I actually have 3 physical copies that I have signed, personally signed, and sent out to people who are buying them from me directly, and including a free gift. So just
I'm taking 2 of those. Just start right now. Just you only have 1 left because I'm taking 2.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll talk after the show.
So it's only 1 left. Let's go act on it. It's only 1 left.
Physical copy left. Yeah, but
and I'm gonna be selfish and stingy because I'm not gonna share. I'm buying one for myself, and I'm gonna get one. And I'm gonna get the copy because you know it costs you nothing to share. Get the book.
Right.
Go on Amazon. Follow her author page.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the link that you shared, the link tree, takes them to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Right.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Paulette. And
we talk about that all the time. You go to Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever your preference is. I'm not a public drinker, whatever. You spend $8, $9 on a latte, or whatever it is. Part of my frankness, but then you go piss that away, literally, figuratively, and literally.
Yeah.
But the book, you will have it.
Absolutely.
You will have it. You can go back to it. You can refer to it. You can share it.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. Oops. I'm sorry. I keep losing you guys.
I love that's okay. So, Paulette, I have a question, and I'm sure Dr. G may have one. So, what inspiration can you give to other writers?
Write what's in your heart, write what's in your imagination, something that you've always wanted to put out to the world, but that you believe in. Okay. It could be fiction, it could be nonfiction, it could be a cookbook. Okay. You know, you have your recipes that you've just been wanting to share, but have been afraid to. Just write, just create, just put it out there to the world. Writing for me became not only my lyrics, but when I started writing actual books, became therapy for me. Okay. Just to get those feelings out, those conversations that I've had are part of my books as well. What I'm passionate about are included in my books as well. So my suggestion, my advice to anyone who's getting started or think about getting started, there's nothing really stopping you but you. Don't, and I go back to what I said earlier, don't let people, they may mean well, they may just be stumbling on your dreams because they they're not doing their own thing. Just because don't let someone clip your wings because they're afraid to fly.
That's right. Right.
Just start it. Get some notebooks, get some pens, get some pencils, whatever it is, and keep it with you. Keep a little notebook with you all the time, because you never know when those words and when the inspiration is going to hit you to start writing and get down those feelings that you have. Just start. If I can do it in my late 40s, starting off writing books that I never thought I would do, anybody can do it. But just know what you want to write about and be passionate about it and be forthcoming with it. And you can do it. There's nothing stopping you.
I love that. Thank you so much, Brendan, for that. And hey, Courtney, how you doing? Welcome to the show. And Paulette, so somebody, I was watching on my X, and somebody put a message they had for you. They was like, I really want to be an author, but I'm not the best writer. I have a story that I want to tell, but writing is not one of my strong points. Any advice around that you can give someone?
Yes, I would say, for me, I didn't know if I could write. I mean, I know I could write lyrics, but I didn't know I can, write a book, feelings. I just started writing and then kind of structuring it later. But if you're passionate about what you're writing and you think about it and it's a conversation or whatever it is, write it. Just write it. And then you can always get someone who is more seasoned experience to kind of filter it and kind of help you edit and all that, the technical stuff. But if you have that truth within you, if you have that imagination within you, and you really, really, really want to write, just write. The structural stuff, all that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes you got to remember too, if you're a self-published author,
yes,
a lot of these publishing companies will help you when it comes to editing the final product. So you will get you will get that help. But the thing about it is you got to write about something that you know about, because you can talk about it intelligently.
Yeah.
And you uniquely, no one's going to tell your story better than you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so that would be to get started. Don't be afraid to don't doubt yourself. I did that for so long, and it stopped me from doing so many things. Just write. Just write. Just start. Get connected with other authors, other writers. Join some social media groups with beginning, seasoned, intermediate, whatever authors and writers. And a lot of them, believe it or not, they're really, really open and happy to kind of give you guidance and direction. But really the bottom line, it's all up to you and what's in you and what you want to say.
Right.
Yeah. People are just scared too. They think about, well, what book is making money from so-and-so? Everybody's writing about fiction or love stories or urban stories. It doesn't matter. There's billions of people here, and your story is just your story. You just never know. But you're gonna miss 100% of the times you don't take a try. So
right. That's true. Absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I believe in women empowerment, and that's what you have been doing, Paulette, the same as you, Dr. G. So hey, who knows? A book tour with Paulette Jackson and Dr. G.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
We'll have the book tour at our jazz festival.
I'm loving that.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
right.
Something for the whole family. Mom and dad, I can hear music. We got a children's book. We got adult books. Listen.
We got it all. I love that. I love it.
I love that. I think that's great. And Paul, I have another question. Is what's been the most difficult decision you've had to make to pursue your destiny?
What a lot of people don't know, and I'm about to share, that I walked away from a permanent, full-time, secure job that I hated 5 years ago, and took a leap of faith with a lot of prayer, though, and a lot of conversation before I made the decision. And it took me almost 6 months, though. Once I made the decision to do it and did it, but it still was another 6 months because I knew I had to get some things in order. But I was scared to death of making that decision. Not because I love the job and all that. That wasn't my career choice. I knew I wanted what I wanted to do in my business and what I wanted to build. But the reality of that too is that even though I may have walked away from a permanent, full-time job that I had been on for over 4 years or more,
Mhm.
I still was contracting because it gave me more freedom to concentrate on the business and still grow the business. So I still was contracting because I went to do that because, of course, I wanted to bring in more income and, more steady income and that kind of thing while building the business.
Right.
But that was the most difficult decision only because of the security of it. Not because I love the job. Let's get that clear. Not because that was my passion. I knew what my passion was. It was the security of it. But I took a leap. I did a lot of prayer, a lot of conversation with friends, and I finally made the decision. But it was very, very difficult because the security part is very scary. But once I did it, though, you're talking about a weight that was lifted off my shoulders. I mean, it really was. It really was. It's been some up and downs, of course, since that time. But with anything, with anything. But yeah, that's the scariest and most difficult.
Right. So, like from all of your books, and not just even if you can place it like on one, what do you want people to take away from reading your book?
I want them to not only get a better insight to who I am and what I'm passionate about and what I think about, but to see themselves in any of my stories, any of or all of my stories. But they're not just stories. They're real life. They're my passions. They're my dreams. They're my conversations that I have. So it's all of that wrapped into my experiences from childhood up until this point. And I hope that people see themselves, a little bit of themselves in my books. And I structured the books, I don't know if you noticed, Jazzie, and the one that you have, my testimony, which I did mostly with all of them, is that in between the chapters, Dr. Graham, I placed like where people can write after each chapter. They can write down their thoughts after each chapter and have discussions about it, or go back and refer to it and see like how did this chapter or how did this section or whatever, how did it make you feel? Right. And jot that down and have conversations around it and then go back to it and refer to it as you're reading, as you go back and read the book again. Because I feel like even with myself, even when I go back to when I'm writing and I go back and do my own edits and looking and changing and all that kind of thing, I see something different. I see something different. I feel something different. So I may change something. I may add something. So I'm hoping that people really get a feel for the book, a feel for me, but that they see themselves in the book and that they know that if I can do all that I've done, and I'm grateful, that they can too. If they have a dream, they have a passion, they can do it too, no matter what age.
I love that. And a question, your books are very inspirational, but what inspires you?
What inspires me? Wow. What inspires me is something, because sometimes I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Sometimes I've gotten in a slump at times where it's like, oh man, why am I continuing this? Why am I doing? So what motivates me, what gets me going is platforms like this, believe it or not, where I may question sometimes, like, oh, should I really go on with this? Should I really do this? Should I really, you know what I mean? Am I really inspiring anybody? Am I really affecting anybody? Am I really changing anybody's thought patterns or what they can do? And then I get a message, or then I get a call from someone who you don't even know that's following you or watching you, and may reach out to you and say something like, hey, your books or your show or whatever has inspired me. You're an inspiration to me.
Right.
And so that right there, when I'm feeling low, or I'm feeling sore, or I'm feeling doubtful, and I do, that's what I have to remember, is that I'm not only doing this, to build a brand. I'm doing it to help and motivate other people. That if I can do it, you can too. And so when I get messages like that from people and artists and all that kind of thing, like, Yep, this is why you're doing it. This is why you're doing it. So you have to keep going. You have to keep going. So I hope that my books entertain. I hope they inspire. I hope they motivate.
Right.
And they make them smile, make them cry, make them think. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's all of that. I hope it does all of that for anybody that's reading any of my books.
I love that.
That's people are going to always follow that because, I like to tell people all the time, we're going to always want to follow somebody real versus someone who's always right. So when you can be that transparent and put it out there, people are going to receive it. And if they don't, then it's not for them. We're not for everybody. That's not our problem.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's
and
right.
Others have motivated me. Others have motivated me. Just like I hope that I have motivated other people. So many people have inspired me and motivated me to want to do better.
That's right.
To want to do better.
Mm-hmm.
I have mentored and counseled people, and people have counseled and mentored me. So I want to pass that down.
Okay. I love it. So some comment. Paulette has been one of my mentors that I admire in the music industry. She is so self-driven and passionate. Thank you, Janice.
She's so wonderful. She is fantastic.
She is.
And she's being honored too. I just want to shout her. She's being honored soon. So congratulations, Janice. She deserves it.
Congratulations, Janice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And Kenneth said he purchased one of your books on Kindle.
Yes. There we go.
Thank you.
He purchased.
The second request we have right here that's talking about a Jazzy After Dark book club. We can get it started. See, and I still am an avid book reader. I have a Kindle and I have an iPad, but I need to pick up a page and sit on the couch.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
I'm
like I said, I'm getting mine. Y'all better get y'all.
Thank you so much. I do.
Before we sell out.
Hey, let's wait. Hey, let's put Paulette right to number one, right? Let's
I'm just saying. Number one. And I appreciate all the reviews that people take the time out to write for my books too. That's very important. The reviews are very important.
And write the reviews on Amazon, write the reviews on these, write the reviews on Barnes and Noble, reviews on Google.
Yep.
It takes you no time at all to do so. So please do so.
Yes.
Don't just not do it.
Yes.
Don't not do it. And if you want to be a lucky winner of a prize tonight, in the comments section, do hashtag shame on you. We are about to choose a lucky winner of Paulette's book, My Testimony.
Can I put shame on you and then win both copies for myself? Would that be selfish?
No. Then you can share it with somebody else. Right? You can share it with somebody else.
I think she doesn't want to share. I'm
getting my copy. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna get my copy. And I'm gonna share one with somebody else.
Okay.
And so, Paulette, thank you so much for hanging out with me and Dr. G and Chef D. We thank you so much.
Thank you both very, very much. You guys don't know. We have to talk offline because you guys don't know what this day has done. This evening has done for me. Truly.
Okay, we're so happy. We're so happy. So I want to know what's next for you. What's coming up?
Well, right now, SCORP Lady Ventures, which is a collaboration of everything that I've done. Right. Voiceover business. I have an online store.
Mm-hmm.
My Amazon page, my books, and all that. So all of that is under SCORP Lady Ventures. And right now, I'm kind of revamping SCORP Lady Ventures to add some things, and I'm redoing my sites. So they're currently down. So that's why the link tree is there to link everything else. But I have some other sites that I'm working on right now that are in construction because I want to do some different things with it. Okay. And so my next book is going to be released next year. I have another book that I wrote. So that will be next year. Now, the book that's out right now that was just released a couple months or so ago is Heaven's Choir, Part 1. And that is a tribute to rhythm and blues, soul, jazz artists that have passed on, including producers and writers that have passed on that have contributed so much to this industry and that I wanted to pay homage and tribute to in this book. So it's Part 1 because there's so many other artists that need to be honored and featured and given a tribute to. But I'm very happy about this book, very proud of it. It's a long time coming. I had to put it on the back burner for a while. It is an ebook form, so you can get it on Kindle or that kind of thing, or download on your devices. But the next phase of that is the paperback of Heaven's Fire Part 1. So once that's done, and once I have physical copies, I will be doing a book signing as well.
Okay. So what can we do in the meantime in order to support you? You know, because it's money. It costs money to do these things. So is it purchasing your merchandise on your site, your books?
Yes, all of that. I have an online store with all type of merchandise, t-shirts, hats, mugs, tumblers, all kind of stuff.
Okay.
And of course the books. And I'm a amateur photographer as well. So
you have to come back on the show, Paulette, because we need a second show of Paulette.
Yeah, it's a lot that I left out.
I love that.
Just going to my YouTube channels, going to the link, which will take you to everything, and just supporting and buying and sharing. Yeah, that means a lot.
Yeah,
it means a lot.
I love that. And but before we do the giveaway, I wanted to mention that I didn't mention Paulette was recently selected to receive the second annual Aretha Franklin Lifetime Achievement Award.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it didn't happen because of the pandemic.
For the pandemic. Wow. Well, you were at least honored.
Yes, I was.
That was that was great.
We will honor her with the Lifetime Achievement Award from Artist Talk.
There you go.
Yes.
We will.
Yes.
I'm not sure this goes to, but I guess I'll figure it out somewhere.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And so now let's do this giveaway again. In the comment section, do hashtag shame on you, and you can be the lucky winner of a book from Paulette Jackson, My Testimony. That's available, but I think we got the last 3 copies, y'all. So, I think there's one left.
One.
There's one left. So, Chef D, we are ready when you are ready, sir, to let's see who's that lucky person to win that prize. But you have to do the hashtag shame on you.
Colleen! Yay! Yay, Colleen! Great, fantastic.
Congratulations, Colleen. And again, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you to everyone in the comment section. I promise you, if I missed your name and didn't see your comment, please don't blame my heart. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you for following our guest, our founder, CEO of SCORP, Lady Ventures, Miss Paulette Jackson. We thank you. Dr. G, Chef D. Paulette, come back on the show anytime.
Absolutely, I will. I had so much fun, you guys. Thank you so much. You just don't even know what this evening with me. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Dr. G, thank you for your support. Thank you so much for mentioning the books. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really
worries.
You're welcome. And can you two ladies hang out a little bit for me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Hey, everybody. Another great show of Artist Talk. I'm your host, Jazzie K.Ward. Don't forget to go over to K.Ward Radio, my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe. It only takes a second, y'all. Please. It only takes just a click. Ding. KWardRadio.com is my website. And if you don't do any of this stuff, I'm just always going to tell you, shame on you for not doing that. Okay. Shame on you for not doing that. If you would like to mail me anything, my address is there. Any support of the show, Cash App, PayPal. If you would like to support this show, join me each and every Saturday on 90.7 WVAS, Alabama State University. My show is a Saturday jazz affair, okay? Each and every Saturday, okay? Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of the week. Remember, make sure you take care of yourself and always be kind to others. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is saxophonist D. Lucas, and you have just watched Artist Talk with my man, Jazzie K.Ward. Hey, check him out every Monday at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on his Facebook Live or YouTube. And if you don't, shame on you.
Artist Talk.